force. And now the Lakers starting group. The guard pair will be Doncic and Reed. Hachimura is the 4 with Ayton playing the 5. And it's LeBron in at the 3. And for the Nets, we've got Demon. Also, Terrence Mann is out there. Nicholas Claxton out there with Michael Porter. And it's Abaji in at the 4. On paper, this game looks one-sided, GA, but you never know in the NBA, do you? As they say, anything can happen.
Yeah, that means just so much talent in the league. If one or two guys get hot, this could end up being an upset. The difference between good teams and bad is razor thin.
Fearless, as always. Doncic loves to fill it up from deep.
Claxton finds Porter. The Nets working the ball around now. Claxton the pass to Mann. And they come right back with their own three-pointer.
And guys getting into a nice groove here, starting to feel it.
And this is partly what the game has become, right? A matter of dueling three-point opportunities.
Doncic, no good. Brooklyn with the ball. Now we'll hear from Allie LaForce, and she's got a story for us. An update. Allie?
I was able to talk with Jordy Fernandez for a minute. As you might expect, we talked about the game plan for defending Luka Doncic. Coach stressed that they'll double-team him often, saying, quote, we want him to feel challenged on every single shot. I don't want him to get exactly what he wants out there. Sounds like Luka should expect hands in his face at all times tonight. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Allie, thanks. And so he hits both.
Probably as close to a sure thing as you can have at the free throw line.
And going back a bit, the Nets regaining a lot of their draft picks, Doris, from the Rockets. One of the more interesting trades that we've seen.
Well, they gave away a ton of those picks to acquire James Harden when they believed they had a championship window. And now in recovering them, Brooklyn able to benefit from the draft to try to position themselves for that all-important rebuild.
Here's Demon. Pass to Mann. Here's Abaji. They're outside. It's hauled in by Doncic.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Reeves with it, defended by Mann. Reeves outside. Shot clock at 5. And the rejection by Claxton. Abaji the pass to Claxton. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
To me, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
Reeves gets the bucket.
What shall we call LeBron James? In this instance, I think point forward will do. Someone that you can trust to run the offense.
Here's Abaji. Porter looking it over. Hands it from downtown.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
You know, we see this all the time. You're basically, as a defender, hoping the man misses rather than putting in the work to get over screens.
James, good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
That's about power, that's about control, and that's about LeBron James and the ability to have touch inside.
Pass to Porter. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. Great last season, the Lakers exceeded expectations by winning 50 games and finishing 3rd in the West.
They went on quite a run after acquiring Luka Doncic, but they were eliminated in the first round of the playoffs. And as we know, this is an organization judged on championship success.
And we've got a lineup change for the Lakers. And in a little over a decade, the Nets, GA, having to rebuild from the ashes of 2 super team iterations.
The short time span between shows how quickly they can turn things around. And with a treasured trove of picks in the coming years, they look to climb that mountain once again.
And the shot goes down.
Well, you love how Marcus Smart collects himself, staying steady with the release despite being under pressure.
On the wing, Porter. It's deflected. They recover it. Short. That's good. 1:02 left in the first quarter. And here's Smart. Pass to Laravia. Now Kennard. Here's Vanderbilt. Now here's Smart. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Well, we call that a perfect pump fake, right? Smart selling the shot, accepting the hit in the process.
Lakers shooting their first free throws of this.
Wow, what, did he have something in his eye on that shot?
Maybe. Brooklyn's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Here's Demon. Unable to get that one. For Los Angeles, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Kennard, the pass to Hayes. And Hayes throws it down.
Luke Kennard showing off his playmaking skills. That's about vision and IQ.
Here's Demon. Puts up a deep 3. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. Tie game in Brooklyn. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break. And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And taking a look at the Nets' performance here, guys, what jumps out to you, stats-wise?
Well, one way to generate more offense, pound the offensive glass. That was the difference in the first.
I love the determination. They want to go after every rebound out there and overwhelming to the opposition right now.
Taking a look at Los Angeles. In the forward positions, James and Hachimura. Marcus Smart is out there with Luka Doncic, and it's Hayes in at center. We're now joined by our sideline reporter, Allie LaForce. Allie, it's all yours.
Thanks. Those who've worked with Nets coach Jordi Fernandez rave about his people skills. He said, quote, "Am I very good at it? I don't know, but I try because I think it's important. When you have that relationship, especially in the tough moments, is when you can break through and be successful. Without it, it's tough, so you try to build it." Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, Allie. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Nets?
We've got a bunch of this game yet to be played, but they're shooting it well from the three-point line. That's got to be a welcome sight.
Yeah, and in addition, their ball movement has really unleashed their offense. Boy, they've been fun to watch.
And the more experience Agbaji gets, Doris, the more you sense his confidence continues to grow.
You know, his athleticism is the first thing that pops to me. But he can make shots from distance. He can put it on the deck. There is so much growth and potential here.
Brooklyn's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Pass to Agbaji to the inside. Deflects the pass. Hayes with the steal. Bounce pass from Reed. And Hayes throws it down.
That's a stomach punch, guys. Turn it over and give him a free run to the bucket.
Oh, you're so right. No question who has the momentum now.
It's still close, though. These teams have been neck and neck. Let's see the response here.
Here's Claxton following the bucket by the Lakers. Here's Agbaji. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Well, Greg, you've had a long NBA career, so I'm curious, what's one of the biggest changes you've noticed since you've retired?
Well, you know, one that doesn't get talked about enough, length. You know, players these days are just longer, especially in the backcourt and that wing position. It feels like every team has a guy 6'9" or taller that is a pure perimeter player.
Ayton, he's checked in for Hayes. Here's Reeves, defended by Mann. Shot clock at 6. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That one on Porter.
Boy, Luka's strength, his size, his savvy puts him at the free throw line so often.
And as the days and months go by, Greg, it still may take us some time to get over the shock of last season's trade of Luka Doncic.
And we know the question marks as far as conditioning and defense that led to it. But hard to bet against the talent of his caliber.
And here's Williams now. He'll bring it up for the Nets. Trailing by 2. Pass to Porter. Here's Williams beyond the arc. And it's Ayton with the rebound. Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Here's Reeves, defended by Mann. Hit his leg. And it's being called a kickball. The Nets making a switch here. Inod's checked in. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Jake LaRavia is checked in for Hachimura. And here is Los Angeles now. And the rejection by Claxton. For 3, Williams. The offensive rebound. Here's Mann. And again, no good by Brooklyn. For Los Angeles, they've gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. Doncic kicks to James. Just 5 on the clock. Out to Doncic. Yes, it's James picking up the assist. Doncic has got 5 points now this quarter.
Well, this is what makes Luka so special. He's so unpredictable.
And so, Jordi Fernandez decides to call timeout. Looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two. And some changes here for the Lakers. Vanderbilt's checked in for LeBron. And it's Kennard in for Austin Reeves. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. On the wing, Williams. Pass to Clowney. Back to Williams. 6 on the shot clock. Vanderbilt with the rebound. And it's the Lakers ball. They're on a 12-4 run. Doncic outside. And here is Vanderbilt. Pass to LaRavia. Kennard for 3. A rebound by the Nets. 46 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. They have a chance to go 2 for 1 here.
But let's see how they play the clock.
Doncic passes to Vanderbilt. Back to Doncic. Shoots a fader. Great positioning inside from Doncic.
You guard against the drive of Luka Doncic, but that opens you up to the mid-range ability, and Luka lets you feel it from that distance.
Here's Demon. From deep. It's good from long range. Demon's got 5. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Lakers lead by 4. And let's hear from Allie LaForge, who joins us from the sidelines. Allie?
I'm here with Coach J.J. Redick. What do your guys need to do to pull off this win?
Just continue to emphasize being organized, both offensively and defensively. We've been in the half-court or in transition, and we've been organized. We've done a really nice job. And overall, our guys fought.
I know you'll keep them organized. Thanks, Coach.
Terrific stuff, Allie. Thank you so much. And we'll be back for the third quarter right after this halftime break. And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. You know, Luka Doncic has been exceptional here, guys.
And you know he's going to put up points every time out, but boy, he made it look so easy in that first half.
Now let's see if he continues that trend the rest of the way. He certainly has the talent and the endurance to do just that.
Nets trail by 4. Terrence Mann is out there with Demon. Then there's Nicholas Claxton. Then it's Michael Porter. And it's Abaji in at the 4 spot. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn.
Boy, nice pass. A little ball movement, little player movement. That's how you play this game.
LeBron outside. Over Porter. Abaji pulls it in.
Well, this guy typically a nice touch from mid-range, but obviously can't make them all.
And trying for the go-ahead basket, it doesn't go in. Reeves the pass to Ayton. Reeves outside. 5 on the clock, 13 feet away. Basket good. Reeves has got 5 points so far.
Now, this is a guy who wants to score, so don't let him catch a rhythm.
Here's Mann. It's good. This game is all even.
These kinds of defensive breakdowns drive coaches crazy.
Los Angeles has gone a very strong 4 for 5 from three-point land in the ball game. Doncic left side. Pass to Ayton. Clock at 6. Now here's Doncic. He's covered closely, and it's good. 2 points. He's got 12.
This guy's so calm under pressure, and then the awareness of Luka Doncic knows where the clock is at all times.
There's Porter at the 3. Rebound the Lakers.
Definitely a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look.
Pass to Doncic. Now here's LeBron. LeBron carving out space inside.
And making it look easy. LeBron overwhelms the defense inside.
And so Jordi Fernandez decides to call timeout. Coach is going to take a few minutes to regroup and go over the strategy. Aaron Sharp, he's checked in for the Nets. And then for the Lakers, Jackson Hayes, he's checked in for DeAndre Ayton. And Smart subbed in for Doncic. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Outside Porter. Pass to Abaji. Here's Demon. Sharp with a screen on Reeves. And then Sharp with the dunk.
Boy, he may not be the biggest center in this league, but big-time athleticism on display.
Reeves outside. Hayes with the screen for Reeves. Offline with his 3. Brooklyn's gotten the three-point bug tonight. They've taken 15 shots outside the arc. 6 of 15. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation.
Oh, in a close game like this, that is the kind of mental lapse you have to avoid.
Lakers have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. We've got 1:48 left to play in the third. James finds Smart. 6 to shoot. Here's James. It's tipped. Here's Wolf. No scoring in this one. Pass to Demon. For the lead. Hits the three-point bomb.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react. but to no avail.
Well, that's the whole point, isn't it? If you space the floor well enough, it's almost impossible for the defense to account for everyone.
And now let's send it over to our courtside reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thanks, Kevin. LeBron wants his respect. He said the work that goes into still playing at this level has to be respected. They say, would you rather be loved or respected? For me, it's always about respect. People can lie and say they love you, but you can always gauge when someone is not respecting you. Guys, back to you.
He truly has earned it. Allie, we thank you very much. Now here's Smart. And he drives in. Rebounded by the Nets. Right wing. Here's Demon. And they recover it. Here's Carney. And that one is hammered home.
Boy, what a sweet pass. That one on time and on target.
Lakers trailed by 3. .35 seconds left to play here in the third. Now Smart. Driving to the basket. Another miss, and they've really hit a rough patch here. Williams against Smart. Out left to the wing. Here's the 3. And it's Laravia with the rebound. Over Williams. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. 3/4 of play in a close game here. Nets out in front, leading by 3. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Brooklyn. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
I'll tell you, in today's game, you want skill and decision-making at every position.
And with 3/4 behind us, we start the fourth quarter, what is still anybody's ballgame. Taking a look at Los Angeles. We've got Jared Vanderbilt. Doncic out there with Smart. Then it's James. And it's Laravia in at the small forward. Here's Doncic. 4 on the shot clock. Here's Smart. Brooklyn with the rebound. Pass to man. Here's Claxton. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's on Luka Doncic.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
At the line, Demon. At the line.
Free throw good, Demon.
And no matter what, one of the big positives they can take away from this game is how well they perform at the line.
Looking at who's out there now for the Lakers. Ayton, he's checked in for Vanderbilt. Hachimura comes in for Jake Laravia. And it's Austin Reeves in for Marcus Smart. Doncic with it. On the wing, Reeves. Ayton sets the pick for Reeves. Plenty of daylight on that shot.
And that was the right call. When you need a basket, go to the guys you trust the most.
Well, you've got to earn trust and equity by making shots. Nice delivery there.
Man gets the bucket.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
Now, here's Doncic. That one is good. He's only missed 1 shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
This guy is an absolute machine. Luka Doncic keeping his foot on the gas and giving the defense everything they can handle.
Demon, an amazing finish with a hand right in his face. And the Nets lead by 5.
How good is that? I mean, he can make a defender look foolish at times.
Doncic kicks to Ayton. Back to Doncic. Pass to LeBron. Porter with the block.
Good work on the defensive end for Porter Jr. Timing things just right there to get the block.
You gotta love strong defense, especially when it comes in the form of harsh rejections. Wow.
And this is how you protect and grow a lead, by making a huge effort on that end of the floor.
Here's man. Claxton. Oh, the one-handed hammer.
Well, Claxton could have an apartment up near the rim. These dunk attempts are routine.
Here's Doncic. Beyond the arc. Can't get it to go.
And if they know what's good for them, that's the way they'll defend against him every time he takes the ball in the three-point lane.
From outside, cleared away by Ayton. Lakers trail by 7. And just about 3 minutes through the fourth quarter here. Here's Reeves, defended by man. Doncic, Ayton, nice use of the glass and the finish.
DeAndre Ayton with a big-time shot. Go ahead, young sir.
The Nets making a switch here. Shawnee's checked in. And that one misses. Nets leading by 5. Now, Maine. Now, Claxton. There's the 3. Again, hustles for the rebound and guides it back in.
Nice tip in there. I mean, he's got like a sixth sense in terms of where the miss is going to go. That is really a talent.
Now, here's Doncic, forcing his way inside. Doncic.
Luka Doncic loves the big moment, and he delivers.
And Jordi Fernandez has called a timeout. Clearly, he's got something his players need to hear, and immediately. And now, Hallie LaForce has something for us from the sideline.
Well, over the break, I listened in on Jordi Fernandez's huddle. He told them, no time to celebrate. The work is not finished. We've got to stick with it and keep growing what we've got here. Words of wisdom for his squad. Back to you.
All right, Allie, we thank you for that. From deep. Cleared away by 8. Lakers trail by 5. Reeves. Ooh, what a move. What a move.
Well, DeAndre Ayton is a team-first guy, and boy, does he set up the open man.
Here's Porter. 1 left in the fourth.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect.
The coach's challenge has been issued. First team like this, down to the wire, this is what it's for.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make,
the previous play is under review.
It's tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology. We've seen replay reviews so effectively. And
the ruling on the floor stands.
Something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. With double checking, and the game continues on.
Good on the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And so both free throws are good. And it's a 5-point game.
Yeah, 2-possession game now after knocking both of those down.
Lakers have gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter. Here's Doncic. Puts up a 3. Claxton with the rebound.
Boy, when you're trying to make up ground, every shot counts. You have got to be selective.
There's 37 seconds left in the game. Oh, what a play inside.
Relentless in their approach, even with the game firmly in hand.
This is a textbook example of playing the possession and not the score. This team is doing a great job continuing to execute.
And it misses. And here are the Nets. Well, this one is winding down now. Brooklyn can watch the clock run out. So it's the Nets picking up the win. Probably a little closer than they would have liked it, but a win nonetheless.
Yeah, but I really got a sense that the fans gave them that emotional boost that was needed down the stretch. This crowd, man, they were electric.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Dorisburg, Greg Anthony, and our sideline reporter, Allie LaForce, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in tonight. And as we part ways, we present our player of the game.